Hello students, hope you're all doing good. In this video, we're going to discuss about text file handling program in Python. Students, we already know about the text files. Text files are normal files. It contains English alphabets. The contents in the text file is in human readable form. But in case of binary files, it contains the information in the form of zeros and ones. This is the example of binary files. When you open the binary files in text editor, it will look like this. We can't understand this language, isn't it, students? But in case of text files, we can easily read the information. In order to work with any file, it can be a text file, binary file, or CSV file. First, we should open it by using open built-in function. The syntax for open function is file object name equals to open file name. Here, file object name is the name of the file object. An open function, inside the open function, file name is the name of the file. It can be a text file, binary file, or CSV file. Students, we can also use second syntax, that is file object name equals to open file name and file mode. Here the second syntax contains two parameters. The first parameter is file name, name of the file, and the second parameter is file mode. Students, we already discussed in the file handling chapter. There are mainly three modes. For reading, we are using R mode. For writing, W mode. For appending the data, we are using A mode. Suppose if you have not mentioned any mode in open function, then by default it is treated as R mode, that is read mode. In this program, here obj is the name of the file object. Open function to perform the operations on text file. Grade12 is the name of the text file. txt is the extension of text file. Here the file mode is A plus mode. We already studied about this in file handling chapter. A plus mode is used to perform both reading and writing operations on text file. Students, we already know that we can mention two types of path in open function. The first one is relative path, another one is absolute path. Relative path consists of only the file name with extension. See students, in my program also I mentioned relative path, that is the file name grade12 with extension .txt. Students, we must use the relative path when we saved both the text file and Python program in the same location. See students, I saved both the files, that is the text file grade12 and the Python program text file handling in the same folder in the same location. So that's what in the program open function I mentioned only the relative path. So this is the example of relative path. In the program we are using A plus mode. So if you have not created any text file with the name grade12, what happens? The A plus mode will automatically create a text file with the name grade12. Suppose if you saved both the text file and Python program in different location, and if you want to perform the operation exactly on the text file, then you should mention the absolute path. Students, I will explain this with the help of an example. See students, here inside the E drive within the folder grade12, here I created one text file with the name grade12 BIA, and I saved this Python program on the desktop within the folder Python and the subfolder text file with the name text file handling. Now if I want to perform the operation exactly on this text file, then I should mention absolute path inside the open function. Then only I can perform the operation exactly on this text file. Students, now I am going to mention the absolute path inside the open function. Please observe carefully. First select the text file, right click on it, select the properties option, you will get a location path. Copy that path, paste the path in open function. Here my text file name is grade 12 BIA. Mention the same thing in open function. Grade 12 BIA. Students, now the very important point is here, don't use single backslash inside the open function because we already know that single backslash is treated as escape character in Python. Instead of this, we can mention double backslash. See students, like this. E drive, inside the E drive, grade 12 folder, inside the grade 12 folder, the text file name is grade 12 BIA with the extension txt. Or you can mention single forward slash instead of this double backslash, like this, students. So you can mention single forward slash or double backslash, but don't use single backslash inside the open function because single backslash is treated as escape character. So this is the example of absolute path. I hope you understood the difference between absolute path and relative path. In the next line, add function is defined with the help of the keyword def. We already discussed in the function chapter, def keyword is used to create a function in Python. Isn't it, students? So after creating a function, here I mentioned n variable. Int function to accept the integer value from the user. Input, enter the number of student details you want to enter. Here the input function will accept the integer value and it will be stored in the variable n. So in the next line I defined empty list with the name REC. After creating an empty list, here I'm using the for statement. For I in range of n, so I value will be accessed from the range function. So range of n value is user's entered value. So this one, okay. So now what is the use of range function? The range function returns a sequence of numbers starting from 0 by default and incremented by 1 by default and stops before a specified number. We already know that it consists of three parameters, that is starting value, stop value and the step value. So we can also mention only two parameters. For example, here the one is starting value and the 5 is ending value. So when I run this code, you will get the output as 1 to 4, that is 1 2 3 4, not 5. Ending value is not included here, but it should be less than 5, that is 1 2 3 4. Okay, students, we already know that we can also mention only one parameter in range function, that is, for example, here range of 5. If I run this code, you will get the output as 1 0 1 2 3 4, not 5. The starting value is 0 and the ending values should be less than 5, that is 0 1 2 3 4. Another example, range of 10. If I run this code, you will get a starting value 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, but 10 is not included. See students, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So this is how range function will work. Inside the for statement, here I am using the print statement. Print, enter details of student I plus 1 below. I value from for statement. So after print statement, here I define the variable roll number or number equals to input, enter roll number. So whatever the roll number entered by the user, it will be accepted and it will be stored in the variable R number. After R number, here I define the variable name. Name equals to input, enter student's name. So whatever the student's name entered by the user, it will be accepted and it will be stored in the variable name. After the variable name, here I define std variable. Std equals to input, enter the student's standard. So whatever the student standard entered by the user, it will be accepted and it will be stored in the variable std. After std variable, here I define SEC variable to store the student section information. Okay, so SEC equals to input, enter the section. So whatever the section entered by the user, it will be accepted and it will be stored in the variable SEC. So finally, I'm using append statement, record.append roll number, name, standard, section. Here all the details of student, that is roll number, name, standard, section. All this information will be append to the record REC in the form of list with the help of append function and plus operator. After appending all the details in the record, here I mention the statement obj.writeLines of rec. Obj is the file pointer, writeLines function. So what is the use of writeLines function? We already know that writeLines function is used to write all the information in the record. Isn't it, students? WriteLines, as the name indicates, it is used to store or write all the information in the record. So finally, I'm using the flush statement, obj.flush function. Here, the flush function is used to store information from the buffer memory. For example, RAM to the permanent memory like hard disk. After the add function, here I define another function, display, to perform the display operation in my program. We already know that def keyword is used to create a function in Python. Next line, obj.seek of 0. Obj is the file pointer and seek of 0. What is the use of seek function in Python? We already studied about this in file handling chapter. Seek function is used to move the file pointer to a specified location in the file. Isn't it, students? File pointer is like a cursor which defines where the data has to be read or written in the file. For example, students, see here, if the word apple is written in the text file, then the file pointer is located at the end of the file. Isn't it, students? See here, this is the file pointer after E. If you want to display the word apple on the output screen, then we should move this file pointer to the beginning of the file. So for this, we are using seek function. So seek of 0 means it will move the file pointer to the beginning of the file. So then only we can display the word apple on the output screen. Okay, so this is how seek function will work. After the display function, here I define another function, search, to perform search operation in my program. Obj.seek of 0. We already know that seek function, it is used to move the file pointer to a specified location in the file. Here I define seek of 0. So it means that it will move the file pointer to the beginning of the location in the file. Isn't it, students? After this, here I declared empty list with the variable name srec. Srec equals to obj.readlines. So readlines function, as the name indicates, it is used to read complete information, complete data from the record, and it will be stored in the variable srec. Now srec contains all the student information. So after this, I'm assigning found equals to false to perform boolean operation. Name equals to input, enter the student name to search in the record. So whatever the student name entered by the user, it will be accepted and it will be stored in the variable name. So after this, I'm using the for statement. For line in srec, here the srec contains all the student information. The variable line will access all the student details one by one with the help of the for statement. Inside the for loop, I'm using the if statement. If name in line, here name is user's enter name, this one. So if name in line, it means that whatever the student name entered by the user to perform search operation. So then the if statement will check whether the student name exists in the old record or not. Suppose if it is exist, then the print statement data found will be displayed and the student name also displayed on the screen. Here I'm assigning found equals to true. Suppose if it is not exist, then it comes out of the loop. If found equals to false, yes, in the beginning we assign found equals to false. Then print data not found in the record will be displayed on the screen. So this is how search function will work. After the search function, here I'm using the while loop to execute set of statement. That is these four options: print, option number 1 add record, option number 2 display record, option number 3 search record, option number 4 exit. These four options will be shown on the screen. Here I'm declared the variable choice and it is assigned choice equals to int. So to accept only integer value, input enter your choice 1 2 3 4. So whatever the choice, whatever the number entered by the user, it will be accepted and it will be stored in the variable choice. Suppose if the user enters the choice number 1, for this add function will perform. For choice number 2, display function will perform. For choice number 3, search function will perform. For choice number 4, break. It means that it comes out of while loop and the print statement operation completed will be displayed on the screen. So after this obj.close, obj is the file pointer and close function. Here I'm using the close function to close all the operations on my text file and to close the connection between the file pointer obj and the text file grade 12. So this is how the while statement will work. Now I'll show the output, student. Please observe carefully. The four options will be displayed on the screen. Option number 1 add record, option number 2 display record, option number 3 search record, and option number 4 is exit option. Enter your choice 1 2 3 4. Here I'll give the choice number 5. Let's see the output. See students, you are getting the alert message. Please enter the correct choice 1 2 3 4. Why? Because here I given the incorrect choice, the choice number 5. So this is incorrect. So that's what you're getting the alert message. Please enter the correct choice 1 2 3 4. Now we'll enter the correct choice. Option number 1. Option number 1 is add function. Enter the number of student details you want to enter. So I will add 2 student details in my record. Enter the roll number 1, student name Arun, student standard 12th, section A. Enter the details of student second below. Roll number 2, student name Ashok, student standard 12th, section B. Now I'll give the choice number 2 to display the record. See students, roll number 1 Arun, 12th standard A section, roll number 2 Ashok, 12th standard B section. Now I'll give the choice number 3 to search the record. Enter the student name to search in the record. Okay, I'll give Anil. Let's see the output. We're getting alert message, data not found in the record. Why? Because the record contains only the 2 student details, that is Arun and Ashok. So that's what you're getting this message, data not found in the record. Okay, I'll give the correct name. Let's see the output. Enter the student name to search in the record. I'll give Arun. Data found. And the information is 1 roll number, name is Arun, 12th standard A section. Okay. So enter your choice. Now I'll give the choice 4. Observe the output. See students. For choice number 4, breaks. So it will come out of the while loop and the print statement will be printed. See here, print operation completed. Operation completed. This is the output of the program. I hope you understood this concept. Still, if you have any doubt, please drop a message in our WhatsApp group. Thanks to everyone and all the best for your exams.